All right, so I did a few videos on PayPal and I had a mid-sized position and I ended up selling it all today, except for the options that I have on it. So what happened? I still think what I said in the other videos is accurate, but the thesis has shifted and I'm not willing to follow along with it. So it dropped about 20% yesterday and a little bit more today. And I was very busy yesterday, but I didn't want to sell until after I listened to the conference call. And I did listen to the conference call, and there were some bright spots, but that's overwhelmed by the big news, which is that the CEO was fired and replaced. So as you can see, TM dollar sign, that's their own metric. They call that transaction margin, which is how much they keep from a transaction after fees are paid. That increased a little bit, 6% year over year, which sounds good, but if you notice, inflation has gone up a lot. So 6%, when you factor in inflation, it seems like flat or maybe shrinking, right? So that doesn't sound so great. And among the other bright spots are increases in Venmo users and increases in people using debit. But when I listened to the conference call, I wasn't convinced. One, because a lot of their vision seems to be focused on better execution and dependent on that. So they think they can get more people to use Venmo and PayPal if you use biometrics on your phone, and therefore you don't have to open and log in. You just do it more seamlessly. And they seem to think that if they focus on the right retailers, that they can have more users for their product, for their commercial product. But as I said, that seems to be dependent on execution, and they hadn't been executing great before. And so it's one thing if you said, hey, this is Amazon or this is Coupang, which is, best in class, and all they have to do is just keep continuing to do what they're doing, and they'll do great. But it's another thing if, you've been not doing so well and you said, well, we're going to do really well. All we have to do is play like a Division I football team, and then, everything will happen there. But that's kind of tough to do. So if the current CEO was still there, and doing buybacks and growing slowly, I think I would still be in it. But the fact that they fired him and didn't say he was doing anything wrong, they said, it's just not going fast enough. And the fact that this is dependent on execution, all those things combined, I sold for a loss. I was a mid-sized position. I don't want to think about how much I lost on it, but, I'm moving on. I think there are still better opportunities with less risk. So with that money I sold, I paid down the margin that I had and started buying more of things that I like, which I still have confidence in, and the thesis hasn't shifted. So Coupang and Nintendo are down quite a bit. And I think the thesis is still the same. The one metric that I kind of like on PayPal is if you look at other fintech companies that do payment processing and how many customers they have, they're worth about $500 a customer, and PayPal is about $100 a customer. So it seems really underpriced. But I said, they seem to have to overcome a lot of things and do a lot of things right. So even though it is cheap, I'm not convinced that I'm willing to take the risk, because firing the CEO is not something I had on my bingo card. And you always have to be careful of thesis drift, which is talking yourself into something and saying, no, this is fine. I hadn't anticipated this, but this is fine. So there are things that are cheap that I still have faith in and are going the way they're supposed to. Nintendo is down quite a bit because there was a recent Google AI update, and somebody made a janky bootleg version of Mario World on it, and there was some fear that that could disrupt traditional software makers and also higher chip prices. People were concerned that that would erode the profitability of Nintendo, but the videos I did on Nintendo where I discussed what I like about it, I think those are still good. And with Coupang, they still have the overhang from that data breach and worries about what the Korean government will do to them to extract their pound of flesh. But if you look at how Coupang is growing year over year, it keeps getting better, and the margins keep improving, because if they keep doing more sales on the same amount of volume, on the same amount of infrastructure, those become more profitable. So instead of 3 or 4% operating margin, it becomes 7 or 8%. And so the story is still as good, and the stock is a lot cheaper. And the only thing that is the overhang is that data breach, which is still unknown what the fine is going to be. But I tend to like Nintendo and Coupang here. There's another one that I've been buying a little bit of. It's called Zeta, Zeta, and it's a something that sells ads, kind of like Facebook, to companies. And what I like about it, I'll do a separate video on it, is that the more time a customer has using their product, the second year they use it more than the first year, the third year they use it more than the second year. And that's a good sign when your product works so well and is so profitable for them that they use it more and more. So that's one that I'm buying. And there's other one called Doximity that I have a small position of, which is kind of like LinkedIn, but only for doctors and nurses. And it's gotten beaten up also with AI. I don't have a big position yet, but I've been buying a little bit here, a little bit there. But anyway, I figured I'd give you an update on PayPal since I like to be transparent here. And, they're not all wins. The Kraken Robotics, I bought some and it went up, 5x in a year. That's great. And some of them are losers. And, this one may come back. I don't know, but I'm not willing to stick around in a mid-sized position and find out. If after 30 days things change, I may buy it back. But if I sell and buy it back, there are tax consequences involved, and so if I sell something for a loss, you can't buy it back for 30 days. Otherwise, you get computed the same basis. But this felt a little outside my comfort zone, unlike something like Crocs, which is very easy to understand. And I thought I would stretch on this because I did a lot of research on this. But as I said, the CEO getting fired wasn't on my bingo card. And so if the thesis has changed, there's no reason for me to stay in it. And especially if there are other things that are cheap still out there. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments, put them in there. And again, this is not investment advice. This is just me walking through my process and keeping contemporaneous records of my buy and sells. So let me know any questions you guys have about this or any other position. Have a great day, everyone.